Feedback without fear. How to grow faster than everyone around you. This video explores how you can pursue excellence by getting feedback on how you can improve personally or in business without feeling insecure. Hi, I'm Sam. I'm the co-founder of Kingdom Impact Lab along with my wife Tattoo, and we are building a community to show, help, support, guide, mentor Christian entrepreneurs and business owners around the world on how to apply Christ-like light to their daily lives and business. Light stands for you operate, you make your decisions in your day-to-day life based on love, integrity, generosity, humble service and transformative excellence, and by doing that you are staying true to who you are as a person. You are aligning your actions in the outside world with who you are as a person, and this basically solves one of the biggest problems that we have in the moment. One of the biggest problems among Christian entrepreneurs and other entrepreneurs, which is the root cause of the problem, is misalignment between who you are as a person and the actions you do, which then cause a lot of symptoms like burnout, disillusionment, stress, depression. You feel like your work is meaningless, you reach your mid-30s and you want a career change. All of these things, the root cause of this in many cases is a misalignment between who you are as a person, what you do on the outside, and the practice of Christ-like light in your day-to-day decisions is a solution on how you can align who you are with what you do. So this video series is talking about transformative excellence, and this video is about seeking feedback. So why do you need feedback? The reason why you need feedback is because you see things from your perspective and you rarely see things from someone else's perspective, which means that sorry about that, my son just ran into my office. I forgot to lock the door. Where was I? So why do you need feedback? Well, the reason you need feedback is because, well, other people will see where you can improve more clearly than you. But the problem is, most people are too attached to the work and they integrate their self-work with the work and the results that they integrate their self-worth with their work and the results that they get, and it's too closely married. And then when someone gives them feedback, they often take it a bit too personally. And also feedback may often get delivered in a way that's not compassionate or without empathy, which can also cause that problem as well. So if you want to pursue excellence, you need to have a mindset of continuous improvement becomes part of your identity, and you have to find ways where you can get that feedback on how you can, and then how you can implement that in order to get better at what you do. And if you do this, this is how you will stand heads and shoulders above everybody else, because most people don't do this. Most people are quite happy and comfortable doing what they're currently doing and getting the results that they're currently doing and being mediocre or being good, but few and willing to step out of their comfort zone to actually seek improvement and feedback on what they can do. So here's a few ways that you can do, that you can actually apply this. So one thing that I have started to do is to use artificial intelligence to help me, and I've been basically trying to refine what my hypothesis and positioning and all of these things on the website for Kingdom Impact Lab for several months. And what the process I'm kind of doing here is I come up with a hypothesis, I'll go out and do a bit of research, I try and figure things out, talk to people about it, get general insights, and then I have to come back and refine it afterwards. And well, we go through a few processes of refinement. You come up with your hypothesis, you go out and test it, you get feedback, you then refine it, and so on and so forth. And one thing that I've been doing, especially when it comes to the framework, the light framework, which is to proactively pursue extravagant love, integrity, generosity, humble service, and transformative excellence. Having this as of what you want to do in your day-to-day life, and you proactively pursue these virtues rather than just reacting to the world around you. I kind of use artificial intelligence to tell them what my idea is and what the process is, and then say what are the pros and cons of this. And it'll tell you all the good things and all the bad things. And you can then explore all the bad things in greater depth. It allows you to see things from a different perspective, from a different side of the coin. Another thing that I like to do as well, especially when I'm coming up with new ideas and frameworks and processes that I want to master, develop, systematize, is I ask artificial intelligence, how can this fail? What can make this fail? And you get the answers. And it just basically allows you to see things from another perspective. That's one way that you can use artificial intelligence. Another thing that I'm doing is when I write articles, I would ask ChatGPT to give me the pros and cons of the articles as well. And then by doing that over the period of time, you pick up the patterns of what you're doing right and the patterns of what you're doing wrong that you may not be aware of. And then you consciously become aware of what you need to continue doing, because that's what's good about it. And then you can't become consciously aware of the things that you need to address to become better at the areas of weakness that you may not be aware of. Another thing I'm trying to do as well is I'm trying to get my team member Barbara to, when she gets the transcripts of these videos and turns them into social media content, I'm trying to get her to find out what I do good in the video, where I can improve, and then she can help me collate all of this data as well. And then you can just basically look at it and think, well, what do I need to do better? You know, all of these things. So use artificial intelligence, ask for the pros and cons of an idea or a piece of work or a framework, and before you actually go and do something or implement something, ask how this can fail. And if you know how it can fail, you know, you can see things from different perspectives. So that's one way. The second approach that you can do is to adopt a mindset of humble service and humility. And this is something which I often do myself. It's something that I've started to do a lot of, and that is in alignment with one of my North Star values in Kingdom Impact Lab and in my life, that each person is a unique human made in the image of God. Everyone is unique with a unique purpose and a unique set of skills. So having that mindset, every interaction that you have with someone, regardless of who they are, where they are, what they do, they are better at you in something. And if you have that mindset of going into every interaction of what can I learn from this person, you will open up your eyes to basically an unlimited amount of things that you can learn and improve on, and you will get a lot more different perspectives that you otherwise wouldn't have thought you would have. So an example is, I recently had a call with someone, and I won't go into the details, but the person who I spoke to, he was sharing his ideas and things, and within 5 or 10 minutes, I knew that this was not necessarily a person that I would agree with. And I knew this by doing my research before having a call with him, by listening to some of his content. But rather than going in there and viewing this person as someone that I don't actually agree with, I went in there with the mindset of, well, what can I actually learn from him? And it wasn't, I learned so many things of him, and it wasn't what not to do kind of thing. It was, I went in with the mindset of what can I learn from him, but not directly from the conversation. As in, well, this person was, I think he he's probably in his early 70s maybe, which means he's got a lifetime of experience and he's written a few books and he does a lot of things. And so you can go in there and think, well, what can I actually learn from what you're doing and how you reach this point in your life? And I actually came away with a lot of takeaway things of what I can do practically and how I can get myself into a situation like he is, but doing my own thing without focusing on the things that we disagree with. And I could only do that by going in with this humble attitude of what can I learn from you, and seeing beyond the actual content and conversations going on. And the third thing is, which is a gem, and I heard this from Jordan Peterson. I'm not sure what the quote was, so I'm potentially going to butcher it, but the essence of it is that take comfort in your ignorance, and the reason for that is that your ignorance is infinite, which means there's an infinite amount of things that you don't know. The more you know, the more you learn, the less you know. And from one perspective, that can become overwhelming and demoralizing. But the reality is, if you find comfort there, there is an infinite amount of things that you can learn and improve. And your creativity comes by taking things that you learned over here in this context and applying it in a new and novel way to this context over here. And you can use artificial intelligence to actually then help you find ways where you can blend these ideas, and then you can spin the idea around and see it from the other perspective, where you can, you basically develop your idea from that way, and you can see it from all different angles quickly. That's how you can get feedback as well. So quickly, just to summarize, so you get feedback, you can ask people for feedback, but if you don't want to ask people for feedback, use artificial intelligence to get feedback on your ideas, pros and cons, how can it fail? The second one is to have an attitude of humility. So you go into every situation viewing the person as more knowledgeable about something than you, and your job is to find out what it is and what you can learn from them, even if you disagree with what they actually have to say. There is always something to learn. And the third is take comfort in your ignorance, because there's an infinite amount of things you don't know, meaning an infinite number of ways that you can improve and get better. And the more diverse ways that you focus on getting better and learning and expanding your knowledge in different areas, the more unique that you actually become in what you do. So that's all I've got for you. See you in the next video.